Good morning. This is e-learning day for March 20th for Math 1. Today I'm just going to go over the answer key for the homework from Monday and Tuesday. So you can take a look at the work here I have for these problems. I do want to make mention, after looking at some of the submissions, number 3 was a little bit of an issue. So here again, when we are looking to solve for x, right, all these we're asking to solve for x. Right, we want to be able to write an equation that uses one of the triangle properties that we talked about. And then the big one is where if you add up all the angles, they add up to 180 degrees. So for number 3, I took this 90-degree angle and this 31-degree angle, and I added it to this expression, which represents the third angle. So that's how I came up with this equation: 3x minus 1 plus 90 plus 31 equals 180. Okay, so that's the equation you should have written for number 3 to solve for x. For 4, 5, and 6, we're using that other triangle theorem where we talked about the angle outside the triangle. So here x is outside the triangle, is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles, right? The angles that are farthest away from that angle. And so to solve for this one, we let x equal the sum of these two. Same thing over here with number 5. Here we're given the exterior angle, and here are the two angles that are farthest away inside the triangle. So again, using that triangle theorem, right, the sum of these two angles, 2x plus 3 plus 51, is equal to the angle outside the triangle. Alright, one more time. Here we're given the angle outside the triangle. Here are the two angles that are inside, farthest away from that angle. So again, the theorem goes, take these two angles, 60 plus 2x, and they should equal that angle outside the triangle. Okay. And feel free to pause the video if you want to take a longer look at some of these solutions. We'll move on down to the bottom of this page, where again here we are using that triangle angle postulate where you add up all the angles and it sums up to 180 degrees. Here I'm taking x plus x plus x, adding up all three angles, setting it equal to 180. And that's the equation that we're going to use to solve for x. And here, using that triangle angle theorem, take all of these expressions, which represent the measurements of the three angles, and you're going to write an equation where you're adding all of them together. And it should equal 180 degrees. All right, moving on to the second page, where we have a few word problems. And I know some people had some questions on these. Again, for the ratio problems, where you're given the the ratio of the angles of the triangle. We talked about how you just want to attach x's to those numbers, add up those expressions, and set it equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so once we solve for x, because they're asking us to find the measurement of all the angles, so once we solve for x, we do 5 times x, so 5 times 10, 6 times x, 6 times 10, and then 7 times x, 7 times 10. Alright, for the next 2 word problems, so again, as you read through the problem, right, 2 of the 3 angles are defined based off of one angle, right, the first angle. So we're going to let the first angle have a measurement of x. It says the second angle is 5 more than twice the measure of the first. So if the first angle is x, 5 more than, plus 5, twice the first angle, 2x. So here's an expression that represents the second angle. The third angle is 35 less than 3 times the measure of the first. So we write an expression for the third angle, 3 times the measure of the first, so that's 3x, 35 less than, so minus 35. Okay, so for this problem, we need to first write the expressions that represent the 3 angles. And once you do that, then we set up our equation using the triangle angle postulate, where we take each of these angles, each of these expressions, adding them together, and setting it equal to 180 degrees. Right, so when you solve for x, you get x is equal to 35. Right, so when we take our answer for x, we plug it back in. So the first angle is 35 degrees. The second angle, we take 35, plug it in for x, 75 degrees. And the third angle, we take 35, plug it in for x, we get 70 degrees. So here we're given a right triangle, so we know that one of the angles is a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to set my third angle equal to 90. Because the measure of one acute angle is 12 more than twice the measure of the other. So we're going to let one of the 2 other angles measure x, and the other one 2x plus 12, right? Because it says the other angle is 12 more than twice the measure of the other. So x is one angle, the other one is twice the measure of that, plus 12 more. So here are expressions and values of the angles of our triangle. So again, we're setting up an equation where we take each of those angle measurements, adding up together, and setting it equal to 180 degrees. Okay, you solve for x, get x is 26. So the first angle is 26. Take 26, plug it in for x, and we get our second angle is equal to 64. Alright, and for the last one, again, I just took these expressions that represent the measurement of the angles, adding them all up, setting it equal to 180, and then solve for x. So when I plug 44 in for x for all of these expressions, I get angles of 44, 54 degrees, and 82 degrees. And because all of these angles are less than 90, and they're not all the same, this triangle has to be scalene. Alright, so that's it for today. Again, if you have any questions on the second homework I gave you for the week, shoot me an email and try to get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, you guys have a great day.